our people. They should suffer.
Boy, welcome to Fanboy
Nope.
and the... No British?
No British.
Welcome to Fanboy and the Snob. I'm Chad. That's Chris, and today we watched Kill List. What year did this come out? 2008?
I thought so. No, 11.
2011.
That's South by Southwest. Which March 2011 South by Southwest. I was there.
Really?
Yeah, because that's
Was that when you wouldn't get in? No, that was...
no that because I was 20, and that's when I went on tour with Pilgrim when they went to South by Southwest.
That's cool.
I was there.
Hmm.
I saw Soldier Boy instead of Kill List.
I'm sorry.
I know.
Was that when Jack Black wouldn't let you in?
Mm-hmm. That's when Jack Black was a dick.
Yeah, we watched Kill List, a British movie, a psychological thriller, you could say.
Yeah, I'd say psychological thriller. Directed by Ben Wheatley. Pretty good. Pretty good. I don't know what else he's done. I'm gonna check. But it's got Neil Maskell, who plays the main
lead
character. Mayana Burning, who plays my wife, and Michael Smiley, who's everyone's favorite Irish guy.
We're big fans of you.
Yeah, we like you, Michael. You're pretty good at what you do.
Yeah, why we watch this movie?
Because I was like, yo, you ever seen this? And you were like, no. And I was like, I'm pretty sure we've seen this. And then it turns out we did see it, but we watched it when we were blackout.
Yeah, every once in a while, Chris and I will watch a movie where after filming and everything, we're like, let's watch a movie together.
Yeah, like let's do a movie for us. One for us, one for them. That's what we say.
This was on us, but then we stumbled upon it for you, so you're welcome.
Yep.
And I'm happy because I didn't remember the last 3/4 of this movie.
Yeah, you remember the beginning. You remember the abracadabra, and he rips the tablecloth because that's pretty aggressive.
Yeah, watch it. We started watching this movie. Then Michael Smiley came on the screen. I'm like, wait a second.
I remember this.
I remember this.
You were a fellow from that movie with the hunchback, weren't you? Yeah, I go straight to dock worker when I do English. I don't know what is going on, man. Because I can do a Liverpool, but only when I'm like really, really fucking drunk.
Yeah. You don't go, oh, you cheeky bugger.
Nah, Cockney's overplayed. It's like, oh, like the London.
I like the London bugger.
It's the, what is it? The third guy in it's the guy who played Bronson with the mustache, you know, like the fucking voice. I like it. The Liverpool is more. Yeah, see, I can't.
For Liverpool, we talk like this.
You gotta talk a little bit.
Oh, you want to go to the pub and grab a pint,
No,
mate?
you gotta get up in your nose and you
Go.
like think about the way John Lennon would talk and Paul.
I am John Lennon.
Think about like John and Paul, the way they would talk. Like, oh, I didn't know about that.
Oh, I'm John Lennon from the
It's
Beatles.
like, is this racist? Can you be racist towards white people?
No, it's just accents, man. We make fun of
But
Southern
if
accents. We make fun of Southern
I was
accents.
talking about Africa. Would that be racist?
Yeah, but South Park did it with
I'm starving like that.
So yeah, back to the movie. The movie starts out, we have our main character, Gal, right?
No, Gal is the friend.
What's his name?
Mark.
Mark. It shows Mark and it ends up having him and his wife fighting. And
Now I said Mark because of Peep Show. It's actually Jay.
Jay.
I just
Same
went,
characters though.
basically.
If
yeah.
one was
if one was a
if one-
badass.
if he took a dark turn in Peep Show. No. So Jay and his wife are fighting over him not working for
8 months.
Like 8 months. He comes home with groceries and it's a lot of wine.
Almost $200, and the majority of it is alcohol.
And on the top of the list,
Toilet paper, underlined 3 times.
and guess what he forgot?
Toilet paper.
So
3
this
times.
pretty much constructs their relationship. It's been very faulty since he stopped working.
And his wife is like a 10 out of 10. Like,
I gave her a 9 because of the teeth.
I don't care about that. Who cares? Like, how often are you looking at people's
That's
teeth?
coming from this
No, but how often are you looking at teeth?
all the time.
Well, have you noticed my teeth are fucked up?
No, because your lips cover your
Yeah,
teeth all the time.
yeah.
You talk in a way where your mouth. Certain people.
Yeah, but like that means she's good at like, you know. So I would marry her, is what I'm saying. Chad wouldn't because he's gay.
But yes. So it shows their relationship. It's on the rocks. They have a child who's about 7 years old.
What did you say, Chris? This is your life. You kept saying you're a lot like this. This is exactly
The
your...
beginning of the movie when you see the relationship, I'm like, this is how you would react to the wife if you were like that.
Which
you're
I
not. You're a
am.
very fine
I
gentleman.
definitely have got PTSD, but it's from gay shit like high school.
And gay shit. But after that, they end up having a dinner party with a friend. His friend Gal.
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 He's Irish.
And Gal brings over his new girlfriend,
Fiona.
Pretty sure
Odd looking bird.
Pretty sure she was a porn star.
I think when we were blackout, we looked it up and found out she was in fact a porn star. But I do not want to besmirch the little lady, so I will look it up. Continue to talk about stuff.
So during the dinner party, they're having their little shits and giggles, and all of a sudden, she makes.
She's a stand-up comedian and actress.
I'm sorry.
We are very sorry, Emma Freyer. She is a brave and strong woman who's dealt with the patriarchy.
She's probably she looks like she'd be really funny. She has that facial structure with the look.
There's no such thing as a funny female comedian.
So they have the dinner party, and once again, there's another outburst. She makes the lamb on the bone, and she tries to set everything up fancy, but she puts the gravy in a measuring cup. So he gets mad at her. He's like, "Oh, you do all this stuff, but you can't bring out the fucking."
And then she's like, "Well, you took an entire rack of lamb. You're supposed to cut it up."
And he's like, "I thought everybody just had a little section."
And why didn't you tell me?
Because the whole time she prepared this fucking awesome dinner.
Seriously, if my wife cooked me lamb and all that shit, I'd be
hard to cook lamb.
I'd be so psyched.
And he's like, "I can't even cut it with this butter knife.
I need a circular saw to get."
And I want to be like, "Get your fucking ass up and go get a knife."
Yeah,
like he sucks. The beginning of this movie, this guy sucks. Dude,
he sucks the entire movie.
Yeah,
he has the perfect life, and he's such a bitch about what happened in Kiev. Which, granted, when we find out what happened in Kiev, yeah,
it's his fucking fault.
But it is that's what makes it worse. Is he has no one to blame but himself, and Gal is trying to hold them together. Yeah, this movie starts off as like a typical like broken family, and then you're like, wait a minute, so wait, he was in Iraq?
Like, this is the best movie to show somebody who has no idea what kind of movie it is.
Yeah,
like, watch this. It's a fucking, it could be like a romantic, not a romantic, like a romantic drama.
I showed it to one of my girlfriends, and she got really upset at me. She was like, "Why did you make me watch this?" I was like, "Well, did you see the ending?"
If I was your girlfriend, that'd be a pleasant surprise for me.
Well, she didn't. She asked me why because the ending, and she was like, "Why did you show me this?" And I was like, "Because that's what I want to happen for us." And she didn't think that was funny. And I was like, "Come on, think about it though.
To be cool." To be fair, you need to throw for you, and probably for me, because Patty knew me when we started dating.
Oh yeah, see,
I got lucky.
You're lucky. A chick.
See, a lot of times when I try to date the like, he's weird.
No. He's retarded. That's what they say. Yeah, he can't remember anything. He's so dumb and ugly and fat and balding.
Well, to be fair,
he's got pasty skin and.
So at the dinner party, you have the scene. The girlfriend, what's her name? Of Gal, goes into the bathroom. She takes the mirror off and carves a symbol into it.
The symbol you can see behind us.
That's the first
And she takes his blood.
Yeah, because earlier he cut himself shaving because his son slaps him, and he goes. And I'm like, he gets mad at everything, but he doesn't get mad at his son.
Well, he loves his son, unconditionally.
Yeah, so I guess that's
good. Anytime he would argue with his wife, he'd be like, "I'm gonna go play with my son." You know, like
which is
real.
It can be a healthy but a very unhealthy thing for a parent to do.
See, my dad was the opposite. It was keep my fucking kids away from me.
Oh, that's also probably.
I turned out great though.
No, but in a situation like that, is you can either use your son as a buffer and eventually explode, or you can be like, keep my kids away from me so I don't overreact and make them feel worse.
Because the mom was taking her emotional baggage out on the son. Remember when she was explaining the cat to him, and then later on, the kid's having nightmares about cats.
This movie, like, it's if you hear about the synopsis of it, it's like
bare bones.
two men who are mercenaries end up getting in a conflict with a cult.
Yeah, they do. The cult hires them to kill 3 people, and then they wind up figuring out they've been hired by a cult, and the cult's real fucked up, and they decide to take it out on the cult.
But I feel like it was just a lot of British movies do this. They have
Really great
they're
characters.
very simpler plots, but they go fucking deep into the characters, where opposed to American films, they try to have like over complex plots with dull characters, so you just don't give a shit.
Yeah, like the new Matrix. Seriously, it's an overly complex plot with dull characters, whereas this is a very basic plot with complex
Yeah,
characters.
'cause it shows like two fucking
Like, remember when the wife gets badass for a little bit? Like, she just gets the silenced pistol out and starts fucking sweeping, and you're like, hell yeah, bitch. And then it has to do the hard cut because obviously she would win, you know? Because you see her in the Swedish military, and they're like, "Oh, I didn't know women do that." And she goes, "They don't, but I did." And it's like, you're
the women in the Swedish military are fucking ridiculous.
Well, that's one of the nations where every boy, when you graduate high school, it's military or college.
Yeah, and a lot of the women too, though.
Yeah.
Where I still think every American should have to take martial arts or something.
I think every
train discipline.
Shooting used to be a thing you did in school. You used to learn.
Not even shooting. Like Japan, everybody has to take martial arts to show the.
Yeah, they have the lowest birth rates in the world. So
that's China now.
No, China. Never mind.
No,
I'll say that for the podcast because let me explain to you China, like in real life, not
I know
China
real life China.
So you know about like the mountain rape gangs? That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't fucking know, dude.
Oh, I know.
I played a fucking.
I played Yakuza.
That's Japan, you idiot.
I'm gonna cut it there.
You can throw a scooter at someone. Game rocks.
No, but this movie shows complex relationships, and you don't know that she knows he's like a mercenary until they're on a Skype call with each other.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Was it clean?
Are you on schedule? Yes. 3 down, 1 to go. Was it clean? All were clean. Good. You know, and it's just like, dang. So they understand each other perfectly.
So it's like a perfect support system for it. And in the beginning, she's like, you haven't worked in 8 months. Where I don't know if it's good if she's like, you haven't worked in 8 months.
It's actually bad that she's like, go back out there and kill people.
Yeah.
Because he's obviously checked out. So now you start to feel bad for the main character because he's like, I don't want to do this anymore. But it's the
but he can also try to find a normal job.
But it's the only way dude, come on. Once you've done what he's done, can you really go work at a grocery store? You know what I mean? Like you can't go back. You've stepped into the abyss.
Yeah.
And now the abyss is looking at you and you're looking back like, fuck, I'm too far gone.
And that's what you're saying. Like, is she a bitch? Because I mean, like, if he's drowning in sorrows and alcohol and doing all this stuff, and you're attacking him all the time, I understand you trying to get his head to be clear and everything, but to a point, you need to be like, you gotta.
We don't see the beginning of their relationship. I guarantee they were both badass mercenaries. They were like, let's hook up and have a kid. And then as soon as they had the kid, she was like, all right, if this is what we're doing, we got to do it for him, you know. And then now he's starting second guessing himself, and she's like, you don't get it, man. We can't. If anyone knew what we did, we'd go to jail. You know what I mean? Like, we need to keep this kid alive.
So like, to be fair, they are taking out bad people.
Yeah, this time.
Yeah, the Kiev situation.
Kiev. Kyiv. Ukrainians say Kyiv.
Kiev.
Yeah, I'm all pro-Russia. Kiev, bro. They're winning.
So eventually, Gal talks him into taking a new job.
Yeah, some like weird millionaire benefactor wants him to kill 3 people, and he slices his hand open.
Yeah, he slices not Gal, Jay's hand. I almost said Mark. Slices Jay's hand.
Now, and Jeremy, where is this Sarah Lee? As he's getting his hand cut open.
Now, Jeremy, this is never gonna heal, right?
And he's like, I'm gonna call her. And he calls. Mate, listen, I don't think that's a good idea.
Mate, you just gotta put some lotion on it and it'll be fine.
Oh, Jeremy!
Oh, it stings, Jeremy.
How good is Peep Show?
But anyway, back to this movie. So they do all that. They make the deal. It's all bind and blood, which I would be a little hesitant towards taking the job after that.
That's him. So I'm not a Christian, but that's some satanic shit. I'd be like, nah,
Yeah, anything blood related. I'm like,
nah. Like what? My signature ain't good enough. You need my blood. Imagine if Dave's was like, and prick your finger, and then you had to like, nah.
at least a little prick. I'd be like,
No, I wouldn't. I'm
slice in the hand.
That's a Klingon thing, man. It's so cool. They slice their hands right across the palm, and then they grab the hands together.
Yeah, but that's an honor thing.
Exactly.
We're blood brothers. This
yeah,
is us
yeah, yeah.
dripping on paper.
This is us going to war. This
and that
is
paper's just gonna get
a
old and
weird
gross.
satanic contract.
Yeah.
We need to speed things up. So let's talk about the 3 murders. What's the first one? The priest.
They go for the priest, and what does the priest do? And he
turns around and says, "Thank you."
And he smiles, and Gal's like, "Why did he smile?"
Jay's like, no, Jay asked why he smiled. And Gal was like, maybe it's some fucking, he was at peace or some bullshit. Yeah. You know?
And then he goes and they end up, who was the guy, the second guy? Because I forgot who he was. He was just some dude involved in it, right?
He wasn't the rape torture guy, was he?
Yeah, because he went on the computer and started watching it, and all you hear is screaming and everything.
And power tools.
Yeah.
And it's all young women.
So everything Jay,
it's just a shot of Jay like from behind the computer screen. Jay watching, and
Gal was watching.
They all were watching,
yeah.
and they're both like in tears watching what's happening, and they're like, "We gotta get these fuckers."
So they get this guy, and
it just cuts straight to him just getting punched in the face as they bust their way into his house.
Thank you.
But Gal went and was searching for the money and the documents, and as soon as he flips the folder open, you see the little symbol, but he doesn't take any.
And he sees the Kiev folder, so now he knows this cult's fucking with him.
Yeah.
Whereas Jay's
in the kitchen just fucking torturing the guy
with a fucking ball-peen hammer. Like he hits his hand. He hits.
What's it with hammers, man? They just.
It's the worst way to go. Like a knife is like. But like a hammer is like, I'm not gonna pierce your skin, but I'm gonna break you.
A hammer's like, you're gonna live unless I hit your head.
The head.
Yeah, let's talk about the fucking prosthetics and everything.
On that head hit.
Everything, even the hand.
I turned away. I don't like the hand.
No, the way the hand split, and when the hand got cut, you saw the hand fold open like it would.
But I don't like that, so I looked away.
No, I'm saying because
it's good. It's so good. It made me go, no.
Yeah, it's like the sadness where we're like, oh no,
I don't want to see that. You know, like,
yeah,
I did this.
The special effects in this movie are fucking brilliant.
Phenomenal.
Like
for almost 11 years ago, fucking amazing.
Practical.
The gunshots, the muzzle flare, all that shit was awesome.
Yeah, when they're going through the dark and all you see is the flares, and the only thing you see is where
either their flashlight or their gun.
So they go through all that, and then
they wreck this guy.
Yeah, he's dead,
and he deserves it because he was like a pedophile, like amputeer.
Yeah, this is like satanic cult shit of the government.
He does,
which is real.
He was a Jeffrey Epstein, and he deserved everything. He deserved to get his head bashed in with a hammer.
God, I don't even want to think about what.
You know, his island's for sale.
Yeah, let's
start a GoFundMe. We want to buy Jeffrey Epstein's island. And then we'll just make it open to the public. Anyone can come.
It's haunted.
You know what? Very first thing I do if I bought Jeffrey Epstein's island.
Universal Horror Nights.
No. Wow. I get a non-governmental agency to investigate it. Someone who isn't controlled by the CIA or the FBI.
But yeah, what happens after that scene? This is when
they managed to get the location of the torture facility out of the guy they were torturing.
This is when they go to the hotel and everything, right?
And they have that big, like, weird blowout.
Yeah, his credit card gets declined. He's yelling.
No, that was that was after the priest.
So
this is when they go to where he kills the dog and the tea kettle's running.
Oh yeah, yeah. During all of this, you just see Jay's kind of descent into madness. Because like I feel like him staying out of the job and drinking was keeping him a little bit sane. But then he would drink too much, get in the fight with his wife. He wasn't finding the balance. He wasn't talking to anybody about it.
Yeah.
And
As an alcoholic, the balance is key.
balance is key.
Balance is key.
Everything in moderation. When you can't figure out your own balance, that's when you're fucked.
I get a pretty good balance, right?
Sometimes I get very depressing text.
Yeah, but I get a pretty good balance, right?
I have the best balance.
You get really depressing texts, and you get dude, you know, like the hyper manic.
Or I get the very angry text like, fuck you, faggot.
Those texts are fun though. Those are always jokes most of the time. Unless you're
But-
sending me Hillary Clinton as Superman. I was like, dude, fuck you.
I'm showing Patty, I'm like, Christine's so mad. No, but there's a scene where Jay goes in first, then what was it, 20 minutes, he said?
He give me 20 minutes. And the guy gave him 10.
Yeah.
He walks in.
So he walks in, sees a dead dog, there's blood everywhere.
Dude shot in the face.
And the first scene when they kill the priest, they have like tarps up and everything to catch blood and everything.
Second scene, they have no tarps up, but they're still pretty thorough about it. This is
Yeah.
the third one. It's not thorough at all.
Well, not even thorough. Gal was like, "You're cleaning this shit up."
Gal walks down after he sees the dead dog, the tea kettle, and the man with a headshot in his face, to Jay holding a man and just bashing his head against the wall until there's nothing left on his face, and then shooting him with an unsilenced gun.
And then shortly after this scene, you have Gal and Jay's wife talking, and she's like, "You need to help," and he's like, "No,
I'm
fuck
done.
this.
I'm
I'm
fucking
done. I'm
done."
done."
And she's like, no, you need to fucking rein him in.
And then she leaves him.
She goes to the cottage.
Goes to the cottage or whatever.
They go to the old guy to get their money. And the old guy's like, yeah, you get the money if you do one last job, which is go kill the cult.
Yeah.
Which he's like, Gal's like, no, I want to walk away. And Jay's like, fuck it, we're doing it.
Yeah, this is where they're like, we're set up. We're just, fuck it.
So they go camp in the woods.
Spy on them, see everything going on, see a bunch of
They see a
naked
woman
people.
get hung. And Jay's like, fuck this, and just opens fire, where Gal's like, no.
Gal's like, you need to wait. We need to think this out. And Jay's like, nope.
Because the cult members are all wearing like Wicker Man masks.
Mm.
And some of them are naked, some of them are not, but they all have knives. And as soon as the shooting starts, they run screaming full volume at them.
And it's not like a human scream either.
It's like a
which is where this is where the movie goes into a little more
abstract.
called not even sci-fi.
No, it's just fiction.
Yeah, like horror.
Yeah, because
it was scary. Because they end up going into a tunnel.
they went up in a tunnel system.
So they're pretty much going back to back shooting, but then they get separated. And Gal, unfortunately,
And all you see is like, all you get is the light off the flashlight on his chest. So when he's getting stabbed to death, you can barely see what's going on. You see him trying to reach for his pistol. And
well, the best part about that is you see the arm going through the light. So you
Yeah.
know he's getting stabbed. Then all of a sudden,
and you hear him screaming.
His head lantern goes down. You see the skin just go.
But
like,
then you
bust open.
also get the bah, bah from his pistol directly into the head of the thing stabbing him.
Like the muzzle shots in this movie are great. I
Yeah.
wish a lot of times movies.
What was the other movie I was comparing this to with the muzzle flare? Dog Soldiers,
Yeah,
where it's like legit.
because a lot of movies with the CGI gun or muzzle flares.
It's an explosion coming out of a tube. It's gonna go, you know.
Oh, I wish I remember the movie. There was a movie where the muzzle flare was backwards and they put it in backwards by accident. So when they're shooting, it's the backwards muzzle flash.
So the fire's coming at them.
Yeah, so it starts here and just it was bad.
Yeah,
But
it sounds like some Chinese bullshit.
no,
Honestly.
it was an American movie where they were rushed. I'll look it up later. But this movie took a lot of great detail on special effects, the fucking muzzle flashes and everything. And
The squibs were awesome. The blood looked real.
thing-
Remember when he was washing his hand? That looked legit. The way the blood
yes,
was
it just
pouring
kept
out.
going.
Yeah. I mean, you've had a serious cut on your hands
Yeah.
before. Like it doesn't stop.
I've got my eye gashed like from here to here before. It just
Yeah, but
won't-
blood, head wounds always bleed more.
Yeah, that's why wrestlers do that.
Yeah, all you gotta do is just do that, and then it's goosh. I got a pinhole, right? Because remember in Cub Scouts how they would put the pins on the hat.
Oh, that sucks.
My little brother headbutted me, and one just went in, and it was just like, goo! My entire right eye was blocked out from blood, but it was a pinhole.
But during the scene, fucking Gal gets stabbed, and he pulls him out, and
You could just see his organs hanging.
yeah, and Jay just has to kill him.
And he's like, "Don't leave me,
Then instead of
don't take me, but don't leave me. So he shoots
he
him.
shoots him, but then the scene ends, and instead of putting any bullshit into the movie, it cuts right to fucking him at home, getting the house secure, being
With
like,
his
they're
wife.
coming.
Yeah.
And you look out the window, there's fucking torches
All around
around.
them. So he runs out with a rifle. If he's just shooting into the dark while the wife is trying to get the kids secure, and she's got her fucking silenced Glock and she's ready to go. And she's fucking
she's headshotting left and right,
just sweeping the house.
But she gets overtaken, he gets overtaken, and it scene just ends, and it cuts to them into
him
a
getting
fire.
put a wicker mask on, and he has to fight this thing called the Hunchback. And he's fighting it with a knife, and he's winning, and the Hunchback is screaming in this demonic voice.
Yeah.
And then it's revealed.
Which I don't understand how the voice.
Kid was muffled.
Yeah.
Imagine a child screaming with something.
Yeah, that's true. So he ends up knocking it to the ground, stabbing it in the back.
Like 30, 40.
And he takes the wicker mask off, and it's his wife. And he slowly drapes.
And it's his fucking son tied
the
to his wife's
dead.
back.
The wife is there, still alive, crying. And he's just standing there like this. And they put the crown on its head. And fucking, what's that movie that the Hereditary guy made?
Which?
No, the other one. Where they're in Sweden, they go to the land there.
Midsommar?
Midsommar robbed them of that ending. Because the ending of Midsommar is her getting the crown put on her head in the movie.
Yeah, but this came out before Midsommar.
I'm saying Midsommar robbed them of this ending.
Oh, so they stole it, not robbed.
Midsommar robbed the ending.
Seeing what you say, the phrasing robbed works is you're implying Midsommar did it better.
No, I'm saying they robbed it. They took it.
Yeah, they stole it.
Well,
stole implies they did it worse.
They stole. I feel like they watched it.
Well, the word robbed implies good. No, it does. Welcome to English.
Welcome to
Just Your Average Podcast. I'm Chris.
No, but do you think then the movie ends and it's just like
this guy being like, fuck. Do you go with the cult? Me and you both said, no, I'm stabbing everybody. Fuck.
Yeah, this one I go for everybody's throat.
You stole
as much as I can.
You stole a beautiful Swedish woman from me. I'm going to kill you made me kill my son. You're gonna die.
Yeah.
Like there's no two ways about it.
So how'd you think about the movie was filmed? They had a lot of weird cuts.
You didn't like the weird cuts.
I didn't mind it. I was trying to talk to you about it.
I really like it. I like the way this movie was filmed.
Like it builds tension because it's just like especially the scene when they're in the kitchen and Gal and the wife are talking. It was just like constant. They'll talk.
But it was
then you see them hugging. Then you see them talking.
But it was just you saw the main points. You know what I mean?
It builds like a manic kind of
state, which helps you get into the mind of Jay.
And the music fucking was perfect in this movie. As the movie went on, the music started going more
weird
and everything. And then leading up to the scene where they're hiding in the woods, you just have the red flashlight on them, and you know that it's not going to be good. And as soon as he shoots the first blast,
Gal told him not to. Gal was like, "Don't."
All you hear is
it sounded like
it's fucking demons.
It almost sounded like Starship Troopers, the way the bugs would scream when they ran at you.
Yeah, it was pretty fucked up.
So overall, favorite scene, favorite character, would you recommend it?
Gal's my favorite character.
Favorite scene?
Favorite scene, I would have to. If you're looking at more of a dramatic scene, I like the dinner scene because it's very uncomfortable, especially like we didn't talk about. There's a scene where they both walk in and Gal grabs the wife and he says, "Come here." And at that point, I thought they were gonna like switch wives and be like swinger stuff. But then they just start drinking and having fun. That was him being like, "No, it's your husband. Get over here."
Yeah.
Favorite action scene is the fucking tunnel scene, man.
Tunnel scene's rad as fuck.
It was cool.
And then would you recommend it?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so my favorite scene is when he gets the dead rabbit and he sits in the yard
cooks it.
And just sits in the yard and eats it, staring at the house, which is like the scene where it's like, oh, Jay's completely removed himself.
Yeah.
You know? Favorite character, yeah, Gal. Gal was awesome.
Yeah.
They call me Richard. Dick for short. When he's hitting on the lady. Oh no, the scene where he walks up to the guy with the guitar and just is like, "You're in a restaurant. There's a time and a place." You know, that scene's really good.
Yeah, he's like there were these Christian people singing, doing their thing, and he walks up and he took
Jay
it.
does.
Jay does, and he took it a little too far.
Well, he takes the guitar out of his hands and he goes, "There's a time and a place." And the guy goes, "I apologize." He goes, "I accept your
He's
apology."
like, God loves you, and he's like,
And that's where Jay's like, "Oh, God loves me, huh?" You know, all the religious guy had to do was go, "Okay,
yeah,
like you accepted my
but
apology."
it's a way of instigating. You don't fucking
Right.
instigate.
That's the problem
somebody.
with like those fucking loser ass Christians is they use their morality as superiority. And it's like, dude, if you're a Christian, you wouldn't be doing that.
But yeah, I feel like if people watch this
And
movie,
yes, I would recommend it.
I feel like this is a movie where you need to stay with it. I can understand if you're watching the beginning of this movie and you might be like, "This isn't
You're like,
for
what
me."
the fuck is this? And then by the end, you're like, what the fuck is this?
This is like fucking The Wailing. That's a movie where you just stay with it.
Yeah, The Wailing, me and you were like, should we turn this off? And then we kept it
And
on.
we're like, "Oh, this is awesome."
Um,
But yeah, watch this movie.
it's not like The Sadness, where I wanted to turn it off for a very different reason.
no, this is my mind is getting
This is like Banshees of Inisherin, but like the aggressive version
yeah.
instead of the passive. Where I don't want to be friends with you. This is like, we're gonna fucking
Oh,
beat
that
up.
wasn't that passive. He was cutting his fingers off.
Yeah, but did a pedophile get his brains bashed in with a hammer?
It's never a wrong thing.